Welcome to another video with a little accessory that's quite handy if you're an iPad mini user. Not only first generation but also the second generation is quite handy, and you have here the white Zagg Folio, which is, as you can see here, a notebook. You could say it makes the iPad mini a notebook. Since you just put inside your iPad and then you have here this nice little dock where you can just quite nicely type on after, and you have also backlit keyboards, which is quite nice, and it's also available for the iPad Air. And for this one, for the mini, it costs about 80 bucks right now here in Germany and 100 bucks for the Air, so it's also in the price range quite alright, since also protecting the screen. Now the battery life is about 3 months if you use it every day, 3 to 4 hours. Which is, I think, totally acceptable. If you use the backlight though, it will go a little bit down. Now also the folio is really quite slim with only 6.9 millimeters, I think, exactly. Really slim, the actual keyboard height, but it's really quite enough for good typing, and even 10-finger typing shouldn't be a problem. Actually, if you want to use it with another device, not an iPad mini but something else, it's also compatible, since of course it's standard Bluetooth 4.0 and there's nothing really connecting to the tablet itself. So when you open it up, it says hello, let's type. Quite cool, and let's see what's inside. So we have a micro USB cable, which I will not take out right now. It's not interesting, but you need it for charging, actually nothing else. And then you can quite easily slide out the Folio keyboard here, which I have in white. It's also available in black, and there's also a little manual inside, and that's actually it here from inside the box. So the manual here is in English, so I can just hold it right here, and then you guys can read through if you want to. It's actually quite interesting what's inside there, like for example what all the LEDs mean that the keyboard has inside, or what, for example, the extra buttons here mean and how you can use them, which is of course quite handy. I usually do this, so if you lost your manual, if you just want to throw away everything away, you can still find it later. Then if you don't know anymore how to use, for example, all the extra keys I just showed you and I'm showing you right now, like for example here the Q has 2 extra keys. You can use it, the FN key for example, and the Shift key, and also up here there's 4 icons where you have to know a little bit more than just Shift and FN. Also you have here a few extra features, like for example you can switch the languages, here you can set up the backlight, and here you can change the backlight colors, and you have all kinds of multimedia keys up on top, which can also be handy. If you look around the device, you have here the on and off switch and the pairing switch right there, so you can just turn the device on and it will blink red, which means it's on. Doesn't mean anything about the battery. I will show you later how you know the battery life. On the other side we have here micro USB and also a little status LED, which will light different colors depending on how full the device is. And to put in the iPad, it's quite easy. Just slide it in like this and push it down up on top like that, and then we are inside, and it's also already connected. And if I close it up, it will really close up. And if I want to open it up, it turns open, of course, since we have the magnet feature also here inside the folio. So you can see it works by me pressing the home button, since it goes back. Then double pressing it is like pressing here double, which means we go here to the app list that's open right now, and so on and so on. So there's quite a few features you probably have seen here on there. So we can, for example, just open up the keyboard. Like for example, let me go here just to notes. I know it's English iOS right now, so it doesn't open up the keyboard, since we can just type here if you want to, blah 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 blah. But I can also say I still want the real keyboard that Apple has, since maybe I like that more, or have, for example, here some German buttons I want to press. You can use that. If you want to use Siri, just press the microphone button, then you can use Siri, but I don't want to use it right now. You can also just lock the screen like that if you don't want to wait for it to go standby. Volume control and all kinds of other features are installed. But what about the backlight? So let me turn on that by just hitting here the volume up key, or the up key actually, with the FN button pressed, since we have 3 different light stages. And maybe you can see a little bit now the color here, and I can just switch through to purple, blue, light blue, green, orange, red, and again the light purple and deep purple. So I think this was 8 colors, and that's all this does. You can also wake up the iPad again here, go home again here, and yeah, this is how it works. You can just close it up like that and take it with you, which is really quite handy. So this was the iPad mini Zagg Folio keyboard case in a short little review. I like it really much. You can also type on it with 10 fingers quite not easily, but you can get used to it. Even with my big fingers, it worked for me. So try that out. Thank you much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe and check out the Amazon link on the bottom to buy this awesome little gadget. Thank you much for tuning in again, and don't forget to subscribe.